Last year, COVID outbreaks swept through seafood processing plants along Oregon's coast. Now, all workers there are eligible for the vaccine. They're part of a newly eligible group that also includes anyone 45 years or older with a significant underlying condition like cancer, kidney disease, heart disease, and others. Also newly eligible, migrant and seasonal farm workers, food processing workers, people living in low-income senior housing, people who are homeless, people displaced by wildfire, wildland firefighters, and women pregnant and 16 or older. And with all that, the vaccine supply is increasing. The state is expecting 195,000 doses this week, along with another 56,000 doses sent directly to pharmacies by the federal government. April 3rd, that number is expected to grow to 230,000 doses sent to the state, with an unknown amount sent to pharmacies. And April 10th, 250,000 doses sent to the state, with an unknown amount sent to the pharmacies. And as the vaccine supply increases, there are still occasional hiccups. This past weekend, you may have received an email or text like I did, telling you you're eligible for a vaccination event at Santiam Hospital. That's in Marion County in the town of Staten. The Oregon Health Authority said it sent out that message at the request of someone at the hospital, and it went to more than 382,000 people. They were registered on the Get Vaccinated site. The hospital had open COVID vaccination appointments for just 400. I talked to a spokeswoman from the hospital. She said those invites were not to get a vaccination, but to get signed up for possible future vaccinations. Sure went to a lot of people, though. Hopefully they can narrow their focus in the future. In Northeast Portland, Pat Doris, KGW News.